Very, very beautiful day, but it's getting pretty hot. I made good progress of this. I'm pretty certain within a few months I'll get fed up of this lawnmower and I want to get a sit on one. I just can't justify the cost of that at the moment. Actually, this time of year now, leading right the way up till next year's rainy season, it's really quite easy to keep on top of the grass. I haven't got the excuse that there's so much rain it's making it grow faster. You know, the minute I finish the full circuit it needs doing again. At least it does June, July, August time. I mean, look at the sky. There's not a cloud in it. There's certainly no rain today. I think this came down with a banana tree. I didn't realise, although all the food is gone. That's a good sign, isn't it? I'll hang it up again and I'll come back to fill it up if I remember. I probably won't. Should put in a mango tree. That's a great view that those birds have got. Let me have a look. Oh yeah, cracking view.
Newly awake, tired and lazy, the cute sounds you make while sipping your coffee. I know there's a world outside, but right now it's you and me.
I keep spotting bananas that are growing. Some there, look. To cut this flower off, don't I? Some more up there as well. This is a mango tree. Got quite a lot of mango trees around the place, but they won't bear fruit until I think it's about March.
Just you and me, baby. Roll out of bed. I love when you're hazy. Rewatching Friends for the millionth time. Well, I know there's a world outside, but right now it's you.
Another job I need to do, probably today actually, is to get into this pond. I need to untether the anchor from that fountain, because the anchor itself, which is just a piece of breeze block that sits on the bottom of the pond attached to a rope, is caught up with the cable. The other end of this, obviously, which goes under the water, is attached to this fountain and it's got twined up in the corner. That's why this thing's so close to the edge of the pond. It's no good, that, because it's getting all of the soil very, very wet along the edges here. It's going to collapse that if I'm not careful, so I'll turn it off, and when I finish my lawn mowing for the day, I'll jump in, have a little swim and sort that out while I'm there. This pipe here disconnects the pond with the end of the canal, which is just over here. Here's the end of the canal, and these two are only connected via this pipe, and it's just as an overflow kind of precaution, I guess. If the canal gets too full with flood water, certainly in September, October time, and it overflows out here and it fills the pond up a bit. Now, the problem with this system is whenever the canals are so full with water that the overflow kicks in, as it were, normally the pond is also very, very full, and so really it does nothing. It was one of those systems we put in place right at the start of this venture 5 years ago, with zero experience really. Now look, we haven't really got much more experience now 5 years later, but what we do have is the knowledge of the accumulation of about 3 pretty bad floods in that time. So certainly if we were to do things again now from scratch, we would do things a little bit different, but not vastly different, if I'm honest. Time for a little break. But I'm not going to do what I normally do, which is allow a short break to become the end of my working day. Oh, I must remember to get my knife. cut these down. They're ready, aren't they? Well, I'm absolutely knackered after doing that. I've also done it through the middle part of the day. It's about 1:30 p.m. now. I know that's a bit stupid, I should have stopped a while ago, but I was just so into the job, I really wanted to get it finished. I've trimmed a lot of this back. I know I should be dealing with this, but to be honest, I quite like that. I like the fact that it overhangs a bit, you know. I know it looks a bit rough and ready, a bit rustic, but I think as long as this is kept kind of in order, which I'll try to do now that the rain's gone, then I think this rough bit actually looks quite beautiful, especially with the bamboo fence there too. Quality workmanship, that. Actually, looking at this job now, I can see the bits that I still need to go back and finish a little bit. I thought I got most of the long grass around the pond, but as you can see over there, I definitely haven't. I don't mind these bits here, these reeds and whatnot growing right at the bank. I think that actually looks quite nice. Maybe that will encourage, I don't know, frogs and snails and such. I'll leave that as it is. But I need to deal with that section there. It's just that it's on a slope. I just didn't want to get my strimmer out today, that's all. I've mowed a path around the pond. Yeah, so it's this bit here I need to get rid of. Big frog just jumped in there. Yeah, see, when I'm up here doing it, this looks quite attractive. When I'm on the other side of the pond, it doesn't look attractive at all. It looks just a mess. Like someone who's not had a haircut for 2 years. Okay. It's not going to be today though. I think it's going to be tomorrow. It's way too hot now for this. One last little job though. I've got my knife to get these bananas down. I should have really brought my machete, shouldn't I? This is not up for this task. How can I catch them? Bloody YouTube. Okay, bananas sorted, grass 98% sorted. Well, it's another day. I've got to say, the farm, especially this area around the pond, is looking absolutely beautiful. There's all my hard work yesterday with the lawnmower. I do need to get the strimmer out today, but I think I'm going to put it off for another day. Not through laziness or procrastination, it's because I want to do another job, a different job. I've told you many times before on this channel that I get bored very quickly and I need to be starting new projects and new jobs. If I don't do that, then often I'll end up doing nothing at all, and that's no good. Now obviously we've just come through quite a long and fairly extreme rainy season. It was certainly seemed to be a lot wetter than last year anyway. Look at this beautiful mowed lawn, this grass. It really does look a lot better. But today's job, something that yesterday's job has triggered, are all these blue pipes. Obviously it's difficult to keep on top of the grass with the abundance of blue pipes I have all over the place. I'm trying to think of the reason why I didn't bury them. I think, to be honest, it was because every time I laid a new section of pipe, which is obviously to water all of the trees and the plants, I did this in the hot season or the dry season. The ground is very, very hard. It's difficult to dig even shallow enough to get a pipe in. Now, I've been promising myself for the last 5 or 6 months, whilst we were in the middle of the rainy season, whilst the ground was very, very soft with all that rain, that I would at least make a start on the job of making holes for all of these blue pipes and get them buried out of the way. Now, that's never happened, and the rainy season now is gone. But anyway, what I noticed yesterday when I was cutting this grass is that there are a lot of holes in the pipe. I mean, look at this one here. I've actually pulled this out since, you know, it wasn't like this yesterday, but there was certainly a big hole in it. I've bent it, look. This was already in there. It was just covered up with grass. Now look, it's probably me with my strimmer on my lawnmower for sure. But it made me realise, look, there's that bit actually. But it made me realise that just burying these pipes is simply not enough. I need to redo the whole system, I think. I need to update everything. So I'm going to dismantle all of the pipes, the blue pipes that I've got all over the place. Believe me, there's a lot of it. Then I'll see what needs replacing, what I can carry on using, and I'll do the whole system again slowly, and I shall bury the pipes this time as well. I also mentioned yesterday that I need to get this sorted because it's going to erode the side of the bank here. You can see what's happening there. So I need to jump in this pond. I'll maybe do it later on. As long as it stays nice and hot like this, and I'll basically just cut the anchor that's holding it down in that position. This is what's entangled with the anchor rope. And it's been spinning around and round until it brings it closer to this. I'm going to turn off this fountain. I'm going to try to cut the string that's attached to the anchor, and I'm trying to do this without getting in because I'm just not really in the mood for swimming in the pond just yet. I only realise it on very hot days. It's not really a hot day today. That was the problem. Anybody older than about 20 or 25 will remember that this is what telephone cables used to look like. Look at the state of this. Anyway, the rope that's entwined in all this was attached to the anchor, which is basically a breeze block sat on the bottom of this pond. Anyway, I need to cut all this rope away. Now, this is an absolute ball like this job, my God. Flipping heck. It's so caught up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right, just do it. Well, that took longer than planned. I had to use my trusty knife. Anyway, I'm going to try this without the anchor first, just to see if it's naturally pulled towards the edges of the banks. Maybe I don't even need an anchor, you know. Maybe I'm being a bit, what is it somebody calls me in the comments? Heath Robinson? Maybe I'm being a little bit Heath Robinson about this. Who knows? I'm an idiot. So it certainly 100% needs an anchor of some description, but it's not a job for today. I'll combine this with next week's video. Well, there's so much blue pipe, it's not even a joke. It's gonna have to be next video, I think. I can't fit all this into one video. It's too big a project. So make sure to tune in next time to watch me organise, or should I say reorganise, the distribution of water around this bloody farm.
Just you and me, baby. Roll out of bed. I love when you're hazy.